Gary a psychopath at this point. And Jordan and Annie didn't even know they was in danger. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review of Life with Chastity for Tyler Perry Sistas, Season 7, Episode 5. Okay, so first of all, didn't that look like the same outfit Karen had on when she came to Zach's door and said she had a DNA test did they show that part? It cut out. The last thing I seen in regards to Karen is she was going out to lunch with Trey. But after all that, Zach still think that child his. He still think the child is his. But okay, look, on this episode, Karen tells Zach that they already confirmed Aaron wasn't the father, so that leaves him. And he was like, I heard about how you was in college. I said, Danny must feel guilty because she showed up. I didn't even see her. When did she show up? I said, Zach, not you snitching. He was like, yeah, I heard about how you got down in college. And I said, who gonna tell her that? Fatima didn't know about no doggone college or how she behaved in college. Now, I will say Fatima did tell him that he need to be sure that baby's his. She did say that. But she was not the reason why he was there. Danny was. Now, I mean, he already was trying to come anyways, but really Danny, because of what Danny said. Karen immediately thought that it was Fatima. I said, look, she still got feelings for Zach. Even Miss Lisa said that. Karen ends up telling Zach that she doesn't even want him in their child's life anymore or whatever. And I said, oh my goodness, what if this actually is his baby? Trey ends up coming over to talk to Karen to make sure she's okay, to check on her, and tells Zach that he don't want no problems. And Zach was coming, he was coming that I thought he was gonna be. I thought they was gonna get the arguing and everything, but that ain't what it was. But Zach was like, so this your man and all this stuff. Then he told Fatima the same thing. She got a new man and all that. I said, you worried about the wrong thing. But Karen crazy. I would have been when did a DNA test. If they over here trying to make it seem like you just been sleeping around with everybody, with multiple dudes. I mean, technically you did sleep with Zach and Aaron. But the best way to shut these folks up, do a doggone test. Do a test. Prove them wrong. But I don't know. She was at the doctor on, I would say tomorrow's episode. On next week's episode, she's at the doctor. She said she needs to see a doctor immediately. Is she trying to get a DNA test did, or is that another reason? Is something wrong with the baby? They show Maurice and he's meeting up with someone new. I think they said his name was Grayson. But yeah, Grayson was like, he want to get to know Maurice, ask him out for a date and everything. And I said, we'll see how that progresses. They did say that Maurice gets a new man or whatever. We'll see. But Miss Lisa finally comes over. She was standing over there. She didn't interfere. She comes over and tells Zach that she thought she told him not to come or whatever. Then after Zach had left, she was like, so he was here? Look, Pam and Trey told Karen basically she tripping. If Zach want to be in the child's life, let him. And Trey was saying how he would, if it was him, he would want to be in his child's life as well. Then here come Danny. I said, how she get messed up that fast? He just told her she could go home. But yeah, here come Danny. She came in talking about giving the toast. Started talking about you got this baby daddy drama going on and all this other stuff. I said, yeah, she feel guilty. She definitely feel guilty. Because she the one who said that about the college thing. It's one thing to talk about the DNA test. Everybody knows she need a DNA test. They should have been did that. That's what had me thinking. Y'all know I did a video and I talked about somebody made a comment on Facebook. They were saying how either way it's gonna be drama, and if it's turns out to be Zax, it's gonna be drama. If it turns out to be Aaron, it's gonna be drama, and even if it's a third guy, it's still gonna be drama. And I was thinking about what if it does turn out to be Zax, it's gonna be drama because Karen gonna start the question like, where would he get this from? Talking about some how I was in college and all that stuff, and it's gonna be Danny. Then they gonna be into it and all this, but I don't know. Look like they getting along next week's episode though. Look, Zach came in telling Fatima about Karen and everything, and he was saying it got crazy. She said, crazy how? I know she ain't put her hands on you. I said, look, she about to ready to set it off. I said, she about to set it off. Go over there and handle her. She been wanting to handle her anyway because Karen been talking crazy. She said, crazy how? I know she ain't put her hands on you. He was like, no, she don't do that. She wouldn't do that. And he was basically just telling her about his conversation or whatever. And then Fatima said it may be someone else's. She ends up telling Zach that Michael may need therapy. She gave him these pamphlets and everything, pamphlets or whatever. But Zach tells Fatima that he marry her tomorrow if she let him. Look, Fatima having her doubts. She having her doubts. I also asked the question, what if it actually does turn out to be Zach's? Somebody said they don't think either child, well, a lot of people been saying they don't think either child is Zach's. And I said, at this point, we won't know. We won't know until they actually confirm it. But yeah, I said, what if it turns out to be Zach's? Do y'all think that Zach just made it harder on himself and Karen as well? The reason I said that is because he came in there and she was like, I don't even want you in our child's life anymore. So that ultimately makes it harder because she's going to try to keep him away from the doggone child. Somebody brought that up too. And it's going to be hard on her because it takes a village to raise a child. And she over here trying to spite him and then make it hard. She already complaining about, all the bills pertaining to her business and take care of the child. Now you're over here talking about some doggone, I don't even want you. It ain't about you. And I think that's where a lot of people mess up at. It's not, you shouldn't let the beef between parents affect the child. But yeah, Jordan over here, I want to know if the stuff that Gary look like he making up stuff. Even Hayden asked the same question. I said, you messing up if Hayden becomes the voice of reason. But yeah, Jordan ends up inviting Andy out for dinner. Look, he gonna be telling Andy that he love her on next week's episode. She was like, I gotta go. She said, I gotta go. But they just started talking about Karen again. Andy was saying how she couldn't do that. She couldn't talk about it, but she was feeling her in, and they was talking about what happened. And she told Fatima that Karen said Zach came in starting the scene. I said he definitely was about to start causing the scene. Came in there yelling and stuff. Karen, this night you should have burnt the other place down. That's what the insurance covered. Just a scene. But I feel like it was calmer than I expected. I thought they was going to get to arguing and everything. But no, they handled it well. They was talking about how Trey didn't know who he was dealing with. But I feel like they would have had to go toe for toe. They would have had to go toe for toe. Remember when Aaron swung him over the dog? Go back and look at that scene where he swung him when they was in the restaurant fighting and he swung him over the little table thing. I said, I didn't know you had it in you, Aaron. But yeah, Trey looked like he could handle business. I don't know, though. Fatima was trying to get Andy to talk to Karen or whatever. Miss Lisa ended up, looked like she convinced her. We'll see, though. But yeah, Fatima wanted Andy to talk to Karen about DNA tests. I said, look, you shouldn't have to go through all this trouble. Just get it. If you know you was with more than one person, get a doggone DNA test. But she was saying to Zach about she got one on Aaron and he wasn't the father, whatever, so that leaves him or whatever. I still look. They keep on. They ain't gonna stop. Prove them wrong. Just take the doggone test so we all can know. But yeah, that's not coming to episode 8. So I wonder what she doing at the hospital right now. Fatima ends up warning Andy about Hayden. She said she don't know what it is, but she feel like he up to something, and he definitely is with Gary. But yeah, Gary mad about Jordan. He over here slamming stuff. His stuff talking about some he wants Hudson to leak a story about Jordan or whatever. He said that Jordan trying to take what's his. He's stalking these folks. I said he losing his doggone mind. I said get it together. I said get it. Then what's crazy? I hate when they do this. Is he still being investigated by the FBI? Did what's his name get him off? Did Hayden get him off? Look, they was talking like it was over with or something. Then Danny, she had a therapy session, and that confused me too. So her and Andy was both in an abusive relationship. Y'all remember when they said that Andy was in an abusive relationship in college, and they had to do something to save her. And they was like, you remember what we had to do? And I said, what they did? Everybody was questioning, what did they do? But y'all know they be rewriting stuff. Then, before that, she started talking about Preston. She was like, she always choosing the wrong guy and getting involved with the wrong guy. She like, it was this guy, Preston. And immediately started talking about he country this and that. And I said, and you still don't see where you went wrong. I said, maybe therapy, as she continue to go, it's going to help. And I feel like Tony may be good for her as well as these kids. And I'm confused about that, too. I guess we won't know until we see the episode. But the way she was talking, it seemed like she didn't know about the kids at all. But 3 months is a long time to not mention you got kids. So we just have to wait and see. Because he also supposed to be telling her, you knew what it was when you signed up for it. Either deal with it or move on. But she started to talk about Jonah, about not seeing the darkness that was in him. And she was saying how, I think Krisha was saying, sometimes people are really good at hiding who they truly are. Then she reveals that she was in an abusive relationship while she was in college or whatever. And I said, so her and Andy was in an abusive relationship, unless they did a switcheroo or whatever. But yeah, look, Rich and Sabrina gonna have to break up. Oh my goodness. Do y'all think this is the reason why he no longer wants kids? Or not no longer. He said he never decided to have kids. He said he no longer believes in marriage. That's what he said. But yeah, as soon as she said that about freezing eggs, he's like, well, I gotta get back to work. He was so excited to show her his plans to expand his business and get a new location and stuff. As soon as she said she got plans of her own, this man was dipping up out of there. And then when they went back to him, he was looking at stuff, and I was like, yeah, he knows it's gonna be a problem, or either it's something he's not saying. But yeah, Rich was telling Sabrina about his plans for a new location. And she was staring at, this lady came in with a baby, and she just staring. He ain't even noticed. She's staring, but she on the trailer for next week's episode telling the girls she's always wanted to be a mommy. Rich has his mind made up, and so does she. I said, right on. Because if you go through with this and you don't do it, and y'all don't work out, whether y'all work out or not, you still gonna have the desire. So you got to figure out what's best for you. But she tells him that she's going to freeze her eggs. He like, that's cool. If we don't work out, you'll have that option to have kids. I said, he's right. He's right, but he's wrong. He's right. But it's just the way he went about it. And the look on her face, I was like, yeah, because you trying to force it. You trying to force it. He trying to force it. Just end things right now before y'all get too far deep in this thing. Miss Lisa ends up writing Karen a check because she sees she's struggling. She tells her if she gives Zach the proof that he wants, she would need to She said, you wouldn't need to ask me for money. She tells her to take the test. She told myself she'll think about it. I said, girl, you act like you hiding something at this point. People, y'all might be right. Because she she doing too much. Get the doggone test, have him supply his DNA because we don't trust you at this point. But yeah, you over here acting like you hiding something. If you telling the truth, I understand because they over here making it seem like you just been out there laying with any and everybody. But the only way to shut these folks up, well, not really, because even if it's proven that you was telling the truth, they still gonna be talking and you still gonna be acting a fool. Because like Miss Lisa said, and she told her in that scene, I know you still love Zach. You still in love with Zach and all this. Yeah, she is. She is. I knew she was. Talking about something she expected him to show up, and he did. But I don't know. Look like she might be giving Trey a chance. I want to see. I want to see what happens between them. Trey ends up coming back, and he was trying to check on her, make sure everything is okay. He told Karen it sounds like Zach wants to be in his child's life. So then he ends up asking her to lunch. And she was like, I haven't eaten. And she's like, okay. She said, I need to save this money. She said, I need to save all the money I can save. Let's go out. Let's go out or whatever. Penelope foolish. I knew she was going to get caught. I just knew why would you do that? I knew she was going to get caught. And the way it was so obvious she was doing something. It was so obvious. She looked so guilty. Then she sitting down or whatever. I said, yeah, he caught you. He caught you red-handed. She go in there talking about she know he hiding something or whatever. She finds, was that a picture of Andy? Who was that a picture of? Was that another woman or was that Andy? I couldn't tell. But yeah, she just flipped through. Even if he hadn't came in there and caught her, I bet she had stuff all out of order the way she just slammed it back in there. But she found a warrant. She found a warrant or whatever. And I was like, what's that a warrant for in regards to the FBI or what? And y'all know in one of the videos I was saying, I think she know, because remember she was like, she got to find something to keep him away from her baby, to keep him away from her child or whatever. And I was like, she got to know, right? But some people were saying she doesn't know. This man came in here. He was mad. He was like, what you doing going through my things? He told Hudson, I finally know his name, told Hudson, he pushed the dog off food, told him get that out of there or whatever. I said, Gary's so mean. He's so mean. But Hudson gonna ask Gary if he needs something to take off the edge or whatever. Y'all know that stuff. What they called it last week? What they said, sugar booger? I think that's what they said. I might be saying it wrong, but I think that's what they said. But yeah, I said, Gary, you worried about the wrong thing. He's still talking about Jordan and, getting this story and paying these women and all this other stuff. And I said, sir, if you being investigated by the FBI, why would you sit up here and focus on this man? You need to get yourself together. Tony ends up asking Danny if she's okay, and she seemed like she was pulling away from him. But by the end of the episode, she got it together and told him what was going on. They was talking about the other candidate. Yeah, I know I said they was talking about somebody's secretary, but it wasn't Jordan. It was actually his opponent. Maurice told Sabrina what I was thinking. Paige was over here investigating her reports and stuff to my son. You got this wrong and all that. I said, she act like she the boss already. Maurice ends up telling Sabrina that Paige trying to set her up. I said, I was thinking the same thing. I said, because why is you there behind her back going through her stuff? What else you going to do behind her back, huh? And this is the part where I was like, if Hayden becomes the voice of reason, you tripping. So Hayden was on the phone with him. He was like, you don't think, you don't want this Andy situation to go too far. And I said, when Hayden becomes the voice of reason, you know something up. But yeah, Gary got this stuff. He had it in his hand. Y'all know what stuff, the substances or whatever. And I said, going down here. Well, they said going down here, my boy. But Fatima warns Andy again, tells her to be careful to pay attention to the red flags in regards to Jordan because you never know if he lying or anything. Tony ends up telling Danny, look like they at his place, Tony kids on next week's episode. Because at first I was like, is it the same color as his office? I don't know, but it looked like it's his place because he was like, he getting the kids for the summer. But Tony tells Danny when she's ready to talk, he's ready to listen, and she said she'll try not to shut him out. Zach was talking to Fatima, and he's basically saying how he doesn't want to miss any more time with Michael, and he said he want both of his kids in his life. And then Fatima made that same face. Zach definitely want that child to be his. He already getting attached, y'all. Andy was questioning Jordan about his opponent as well as his background, and he was like, not all of them are liars or whatever. And at that point, that's when they left out. And that's when Gary started stalking. He was already stalking because he in the car. He's sniffing that stuff. He watching them. He pulls out the weapon and he started pointing it at I said, they in the car now. I mean, you can still shoot at the car or whatever. Put the tires on flat. So I said, they in the car now. I said, look, but he puts it down. I said, yeah, you tripping. And he gonna be at what's his name, Hayden their house on next week's episode. But yeah, that's it. What did y'all think of this episode? I'm just ready for the DNA test because that'll be a storyline behind us and we can move on to the next storyline. But yeah, what did y'all think of this episode? Comment down below. Stay tuned for more videos. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the night. Be safe.